It is the 23rd of January of 2014, and Sandro Rosell resigns out of his position as Barcelona president due to the aftermath of the accusations of the Neymar case. As article number 33 of Football Club Barcelona's bylaws states, the next one in charge would be the vice president of the current board of directors, and that guy was Josep Maria Bartomeu. Fast forward to the 7th of January of 2015, and almost 1 year later, after being named interim president for Barcelona, Josep Maria Bartomeu is able to take the position officially. He has become now the president of Barcelona, and there's nothing that's going to be stopping him from tearing this club down. But how exactly did he manage that? El triplete del tridente. 3 words were enough to confuse, to blind an entire fan base into taking probably what would be one of the worst decisions in history of the club. Still, nobody could have anticipated the horrible disasters that were gonna take in place, and those disasters are exactly the ones that we're gonna be covering now. Join us as we take a look at how one man managed to destroy an entire club. Josep Maria Bartomeu's reign as president of Barcelona can only be described as a downward spiral. Winning the treble in the first year of Bartomeu as president was probably the worst thing that could have happened, because after that, as years went by and we got further away from that amazing night at Berlin, there was less for Bartomeu to stand on and less for him to stay afloat. And do you know what they say about humans that are in peril? Humans that are about to lose everything that they have, that paranoia is their greatest enemy. Every single decision that Bartomeu has taken can be divided into 3 different sections. 3 sections that all stem from the very same thing. The very same fear of him losing the power and influence that he had as Barcelona president. Thankfully for us, it is this fear that has helped us to dissect and understand exactly the timeline as how he has been able to ruin this club. So let's start from where it all began, simply just a man incapable of creating a sporting plan. Under the last 6 years with Josep Maria Bartomeu, there has been a total of 3 sporting directors. This translates to 3 different sporting plans, 3 different directions that Barcelona wanted to take. It doesn't take an expert to realize that restarting, rebooting every single 2 seasons is not something that is healthy for the continuity of any team. When the time comes to blame someone in football, it's really simple to point your finger towards a manager, towards a player, but in reality, they're just chess pieces. There's a mastermind that has control over every single decision that they're supposed to take. In the same way that Bartomeu fed out of the treble in Berlin, he also wanted to fed from the high-value target signings of players such as Antoine Griezmann, Ousmane Dembélé and Philippe Coutinho. We're talking about a transfer fee of over 400 million euros just for 3 players. 3 players that even 3 years in, none of them has been able to cement their place in Barcelona. Incapable of seeing it because of his greed, Bartomeu was building a tomb for himself. By not being able to let a single sporting plan flourish, a single manager to cement his ideas, and a single sporting director to buy the players that the team required, he was creating an unstable environment for those 3 players to succeed in, and by that manner, every single other player that the team signed. At this stage, it was clear that Bartomeu was not only hindering the present of Barcelona, but also its future. The worst was yet to come, because for every effort that Bartomeu did to remedy all of the bad decisions that he had already taken, he went 1 step further and 2 steps back. Through the completion of panic buys like Paulinho from Ganso Evergrande in 2016 for 40 million euros, or the incorporation of strikers such as Kevin Prince Boateng and Martin Braithwaite because of injuries to Dembélé and Suarez, it was clear to see that the club never really had a plan. Because in other iterations of this same team, whenever there was a situation like this where they needed a player to come through, there was a simple answer, an answer that didn't require any single euro to be spent. By excluding La Masia, Bartomeu committed one of the greatest mistakes he ever did as Barcelona president. In this, Bartomeu was trying to remedy for the financial losses at the attempts of rebuilding the squad. Instead of taking a loss, Bartomeu kept spending and looked at it like it was the only solution to fix this problem. And now let's bring it all back together to the point where he was actually spending the fundamentals of Barcelona's philosophy, the young players progressing to supplement what would be a consequence of chaotic decisions. That swap deal between Arthur and Miralem Pjanic encompassed everything that has been wrong with Bartomeu in a single transfer. A 23-year-old, seeing himself affected by the lack of ambition of the club trying to help him succeed, combine that with financial troubles, so Bartomeu changed that, swapped Artur Melo for a player 6 years older. What was sold as a pivotal piece for Barcelona's rebuild in the midfield ended up being nothing more than a bargaining chip to just help the club run out of their financial troubles. At this point, Bartomeu didn't care about his image and reputation anymore. He had taken the club so far down that the only way to try and save his ass was by not allowing Barcelona to fall into bankruptcy. Fast forward now to the 17th of February of 2020, this year, as two reporters from Cadena Ser unveiled a very intricate and corrupt campaign that was promoting through an external means propaganda in favor of Bartomeu through fake social media profiles trying to impersonate Barcelona fans attacking directly the players. Not only do I have to tell you that this campaign in Spain certainly broke some laws regarding defamation, but most importantly that this was the last piece of evidence that every single witness, every single Barcelona fan needed to verify that the only intention for Bartomeu to remain still in a job was for his own interest. He never looked towards the well-being of the club, and every single thing that he has said before was a lie. In addition to this, Barçagate served as a perfect moment for players to separate themselves from the president and the entity of the club. Not ever we would have anticipated to see the players take their decisions into their own hands, let alone 3 times, as players publicly attacked the board. It was clear to see that this was the beginning of the end, and at the end of the day, it didn't really matter which party won, if the players or the president, because the only one that would see detriment of the conclusion of this battle, of this war, was going to be the club. Barcelona was always going to lose. And now, in the present, Bartomeu has made with every single bad decision that he has taken, the greatest player of all time, literally, be against the club. A single man that lived and breathed Barcelona for over 18 years of his life is now facing a pivotal moment in his career where he has to decide what is better for him, the club of his dreams and letting an evil man succeed, or for him to taste glory again, because at the moment Barcelona doesn't offer any of that. With this, Bartomeu has managed to complete his master plan, to become one of the most well-recognized faces in Barcelona, but not because of the beats that I bet he anticipated. That's gonna be everything for right now, guys. Hope you have enjoyed. Be sure to let me know in the comment box down below what is the worst moment that you have had to live with under Bartomeu, the worst decision that you think he has taken. If this video sounded overall very negative, do not worry. This was just the first part. This was the fall. I'm preparing another video where we'll talk about the rise. We'll be talking about how this team is already preparing to get back to glory. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.